What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again here with another post-trade deadline rebuild, and today we got to talk about a team that had a very underrated trade deadline, that being the Washington Wizards. I truly don't think it's being talked about enough how many good moves that the Wizards made at the trade deadline. Obviously, the team is not good right now at all, which is probably why it's not being talked about enough. But Will Dawkins is quietly doing some special things over there in Washington right now. So let's go ahead and talk about the Wizards, what they did at the trade deadline, and how they're set up for future success by jumping in and doing this Washington Wizards post-trade deadline rebuild in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So, like I said, also forgot to say this. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. So if you do fall into that 57%, want to change that as we're on the road to 50K, that'd be greatly appreciated. But like I said, man, the Washington Wizards made some quietly very good moves, or very quietly made some good moves at the trade deadline. They, of course, acquired Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart, which those two obviously won't be part of the long-term plans, but they're veterans that can lead this young team right now, and they both have another year on their deal. So there is a potential that if these guys play well, maybe contending teams will look their way and want them, and maybe they can get another first or more draft capital for these vets. Like, this is what you want to do as a young team trying to rebuild and collect assets. Obviously, the Washington Wizards front office used to be horrible, and that is why Bradley Beal holds a no trade clause right now. But they have since obviously have new regime. But I kind of want to talk about everything they did, because there's actually quite a bit that they did. So obviously, Kuzma to the Bucks trade, where they got AJ Johnson in a 28 first round pick swap, and then they traded Jonas Valanciunas for 2 second-round picks. They ended up waiving Sidy Cissoko, so he didn't stay in the trade. But I think that might have been part of it. Or no, because Kings got Sidy Cissoko in the Fox trade. That's why. And then they also got a first-round pick from the 76ers by trading 4 seconds, which was interesting. So that's another good one. And then they got, obviously, first-round pick from the Grizzlies for taking on Marcus Smart. So just all-around good stuff from Will Dawkins and the Wizards right now. But obviously, we're going to be tanking the rest of the season. This team is going to be very bad, and we can kind of turn our attention into the lottery, see how lucky we get there. And then, like I said, we could maybe eventually flip Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton for more assets down the line. So they're just in a great position. So let's go ahead to the rest of this season. Expectation is we'll have hopefully a good lottery pick, but obviously we shall see. I'll see you guys at the end of season number 1. So at the end of year number 1, Shea wins MVP. Sarr is your rookie of the year for the Washington Wizards, which is obviously fantastic to see. Nas Reed, 6th man, Wemby offensive player. Amon most improved, and LeBron is your clutch player, and Mark is your coach of the year. So here is your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. Literally, we'll have Sarr on All-Rookie first team, but there's not much to be excited about after that. I guess we have Bub Carrington too, so let's not forget about that part. But we did not make the playoffs, obviously. We went 12-70, actually, so we were horrible. So hopefully we are rewarded with at least a top 3 pick. I would hate to drop to 5, but also wouldn't shock me if that does happen, because it often does happen. I feel like I'm projected the number 1 overall pick with the Clippers and the Mavericks, which there's some weird vibes going on right now with Dallas. Gafford got hurt. I don't know how long term that will be. AD obviously going to be out for a while, although there is some things going around on Twitter that it might be a season-ending injury. And if that is the case, oh my goodness, I don't even know. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy if that ends up being the case. But Dallas goes on with the championship. Knicks lose, and the Mavericks win in 6. Okay, so LeBron's trying to retire, but he's probably going to play at least another year with Luka, if I had to guess. So I'm going to bring him back. But all right, this is the moment of truth. Obviously, this will kind of determine how this rebuild goes for us. We need to land a top 3 pick. Dropping to 5 would just be horrible. So fingers crossed we do not drop to 5, and we get 2. Okay, I'll take that. So we get number 2 overall. It's better than obviously dropping to 5, like I said, so I can't complain too much. We have the Grizzlies pick, which is nice. So that is updated, which I love. So we can draft another prospect there, try to hit home with that Marcus Smart trade we did. So yeah, and then we can look at our head coach. So I mean, the team was horrible, but I'll probably keep Brian Keefe for another season, just because we'll probably move on from him after this season. We could go get Willie Green, but we're not ready to win, so we're not going to bring another head coach with expectations. It would just not be a good situation. So let's keep Brian Keefe for another season, and then we will rock with numbers 2 and number 23 in this draft, and we'll see we get at 2. So obviously we'll be taking Ace Bailey. I mean, we could also take Dylan Harper. I'm not opposed to that too, but we'll see kind of how the draft board falls. So number 1, Utah is on the clock. They will be taking Cooper Flagg. So Cooper Flagg is going to the Jazz. So do I want Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey for this Wizard team going forward is the question. Those are the two guys we need to choose between. Harper or Ace Bailey is the question. You know, honestly, I feel like I've recently gotten Ace Bailey over Dylan Harper, so I think I'm gonna go with Dylan Harper today. Let's bring in Dylan Harper to be our brand new, I don't know if I'll play him at point guard or shooting guard, but he's gonna come into Washington. That will be the pick, so feeling good about that. And of course, we're picking up 23 as well. Nolan Traore on the board isn't bad. Picking up 23 would not be the worst thing in the world. Don't mind that. Colin Murray, Boyle, Jalil Bethea, Carter Bryant. But I do think I'm going to take another guard here in Nolan Traore. Or do we want to go a different direction? Jalil Bethea, 6'4". Nope, let's just settle for the France guard, and we'll be happy about that. Him and, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Lil Koulibaly, isn't he from France as well? Or am I crazy? I don't know. But we're going to also accept these second-round picks, so there'll be... Let me just double-check that is the case. I'm pretty sure it is, but I could be totally mistaken. No, yeah, so there's the France connection there with Belil, which is what I was trying to say. But Belil and Chris Middleton, player options are accepted. We will decline Anthony Gills. That's fine. And qualifying offer, Champagny, 24 years old. Yep. And then Vucevic. I know some Wizards fans have some optimism about him, so I will go ahead and extend the qualifying offer on him. And then for free agency, Anthony Gill is our only free agent. Brogdon will not be brought back. We will let him walk in free agency. But basically, the game plan to me will be, you know, play Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton as many minutes as possible, and then trade them down the line. So Rashawn Holmes and Alexander Sarr is kind of our center rotation right now, but we're probably going to move. Honestly, I might end up moving Dylan Harper to point guard for this season. Maybe down the line we can move him back to shooting guard. But yeah, we're going to definitely be trying to clear the path for Harper to be the guy going forward, but he will be moved to point guard for right now. So Jordan Poole, Harper, Nolan Traore, and then Marcus Smart, Kispert, Bub Carrington, Chris Middleton, Belil, and then Donnie Freeman and Alexander Sarr and Rashawn Holmes. So probably be moving like Kaishan George and Sadiq Bey to being the backup power forward next year, or our power forward rotation rather. And then we're not bringing back pretty much anybody. The only guy I'm expecting to bring back, probably won't even bring back Champagny at this point. The only guy I'm expected to bring back, maybe we do bring back. My only guy, as I was trying to say, is Vucevic, assuming he comes back as qualifying offer. Same thing with Champagny. We're not going to do anything this offseason, but I'm very happy to have walked away with the second overall pick in Dylan Harper. So Sarr's up to an 84, which is great to see. Below is already up to an 83. Carrington is up. Kaishan George is up. Kispert is up. Smart is down. Dylan Harper is down because we moved him to point guard. Probably will eventually move him back to shooting guard, but just for now, I wanted to play that. Once we move Smart, we'll probably move him back to shooting guard. But let's go ahead and submit to the end of this season. Or no, sorry, we're going to probably start the trade deadline. We do have to cut 3 players, though, so that's going to be interesting to see how we do that. So probably have to cut our second round picks, unfortunately. We're not going to cut AJ Johnson because he was obviously part of the Bucks trade. Who maybe would be, I guess it would be Champagny. So sorry, Champagny, but we're going to have to let you go. So let's get into the rotation for this season. At the trade deadline, we'll be trying to flip Smart and Middleton for further assets, and we can free up the rotation for some of our younger guys. So here's going to be the rotation for season number 2. A lot to clear up here, but we are going to be playing Middleton at the power forward spot, which I don't mind. Like, I don't care if this team is good this season, obviously. The goal is to get Smart and Middleton out of here for further assets, but Poole start at point guard, Blow at the 3, Chris Middleton at the 4, Sarr at the 5. Harper is going to come off the bench for now, but once we make the moves at the trade deadline, he will be back in the starting, or he will be in the starting 5, rather. Bub Carrington, Kaishan George, Corey Kispert, and Sadiq Bey rounds up the rotation. So I will see you guys at the trade deadline, where hopefully we can flip Middleton and Smart, and we can continue on our path of collecting assets and give our young guys even more minutes than they already have. We are at the trade deadline as promised, as we're 14-35 on the season, and I kind of want to see what Smart and obviously Middleton are doing. So Middleton's only averaging 12 points per game, so not doing too much, but 39% from 3. And then Marcus Smart is only averaging 10, which obviously he's not known to be like a scorer or anything, just kind of an energy guy, defense and all that. So let's see if we can flip both of them for something. I'm hoping to get draft capital. That's kind of the main goal. So we'll start with Marcus Smart. I feel like he'll be easier to move, but we shall see what pops up. So don't really want to take on any long-term salary if I don't have to, but if a pick is involved, then I absolutely will. But so far, okay, so Rui Hachimura, we trade a second-round pick. I guess if the Lakers really wanted a defensive guard, maybe that's some draft capital. KCP, this one is definitely a little bit more interesting to me. I think a top 10 protected could be a little bit more realistic than the Lakers are trading unprotected for Marcus Smart. So don't mind that trade. And then there's San Antonio. We trade a second pick. We get a pick swap to have to take Keldon Johnson on. But I think we're going to go ahead and settle on that trade with Orlando. So KCP, play for the Wizards at one point. We're going to get a top 10 protected Magic pick from Marcus Smart. So Smart's going to go to Orlando. And I don't know what they'll do with him, but sure. No, he's going to Orlando. That's fine. So now for Chris Middleton, let's see if we can move him as well. And I might even look at Jordan Poole trades because, you know, we could probably move on from him. So I don't want Zach LaVine. I'm not looking for a rotational piece out of this trade. All I'm looking for is draft capital. And so far, I don't see anything that indicates that. So we get a first round pick for taking on Gobert's contract, I guess. But I'm not really sure the Timberwolves would do that. Moses Moody is interesting. Taking Draymond Green on, though, is something I just can't see happening. So is there any trade here that I maybe glossed over that could be interesting to us? LaVine and a first, I just can't. Like, I don't know if we'll be able to flip Middleton for anything based off the offers we have here, unfortunately. It would have been nice to do so, but I guess at least we flipped Marcus Smart for something. Middleton might just have to walk in free agency because I just don't really see anything there. One other thing we could do is we can maybe attach Chris Middleton with a second. Maybe that changes something. I don't know if it would, but we'll try it. It's an early second, so that could make things interesting here. Does anybody offer me a first round pick? Maybe. So yeah, I don't want LaVine, which LaVine has another. Yeah, he also got extended, so no thank you. I definitely do not want that. Michael Porter's interesting, but I just don't think the Nuggets would do that. This doesn't feel like a trade. Yeah, so maybe Tobias Harris. Maybe we could build something with Tobias Harris's contract, but I don't know, man. So that would be my only hope. Gobert is interesting too, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to see if we can make something happen with Detroit where they get Middleton. So they're trying to give me Sasser as well, which actually honestly isn't a bad little guy, or not little guy, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but a bad little piece to get in return here. So Colby Jones, second round pick, and then Sasser and Tobias Harris. I mean, would Detroit really trade Sasser for Middleton, though? I don't know. He's averaging 14 points per game. Could really be a good backup point guard for us going forward. Although we have Troy Ori in that role, so I probably won't go Sasser because it just feels a little too crazy. So let's say we did instead, let's say we just take Simone off of them. And would they just do this maybe? Or we have to have Colby Jones in the trade, which I'm not opposed to. And let's say we get, maybe we can get like a lottery protected first off of them, maybe? Would we get lucky in that role? Let's see. They're not interested. Okay, I'll throw this second rounder in here. They're still not interested. And I'll throw another second here from Chicago. 3 seconds. And then they want to throw a protection backup, I guess. Let's remove that. Just take. Okay, they're dead set on that first being in here. So I guess, sure, why not? So we'll do it. And boom, just like that, we are going to walk away with some compensation for Chris Middleton as well. Jordan Poole is averaging 19 points per game. I will check just in case on him really quickly, but we could wait till the offseason for this as well if we want to. But I don't mind keeping him past the deadline if needed. So Drew Holiday, Wiggins in a second, James Harden. But I think more than likely we'll wait on this. We could have gotten CJ McCollum too, but it should put Dylan Harper in the starting 5 now, which is what I want to do. So Gitspert, appreciate you and all, but we got to get Dylan Harper the minutes there. So we'll do something like that. And, you know, Dylan Harper's going to play 31 minutes for the rest of the season. And then we'll, you know, make sure the rotation is built even further once we trade Jordan Poole this offseason. But this should be another tanking season, which is totally fine by me. Maybe we can get lucky and get AJ Dabanza or Dabanza, however you say it. And we shall see how the season ends. So at the end of the season, Shea wins MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. D'Angelo Russell is your 6th-man Women Defensive Player. And Jarvis Walker, Most Improved. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player. And Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year. And Jordan Hobson is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So we don't have a Wizard on here quite yet, but maybe eventually in the future. Sar did make an All-Defensive second team, I think I've seen, which is awesome. So here are your player stats. You had 19 from Poole, 15 from Harper, 12 from Tobias Harris, 11 from Alex Sar, 10 from Kispert, 9 from Belil, and then 8 from Bub Carrington, and 8 from Sadiq Bey. So once again, let's simulate the playoffs. Chris Middleton ended up making the playoffs with Detroit, so that's nice. And they lost in 7. And then we sent Marcus Smart to Orlando, and they did not make the playoffs. So that sucked. Or they did, actually. They got bounced around too. So Dallas goes on to go back-to-back, so that's nice for them. LeBron James is going to call it quits again, and there's nothing I can do about it this time. Let's go to the lottery, and let's see if we get lucky. So I'm hoping to get a top 3 pick again here. Number 1 would be preferred this offseason. We got number 2 last year. So we're projected number 2, 40% chance at number 1. Fingers crossed we get lucky. Number 1 would be fantastic if that were to occur, but we'll see. And we walk away with 3. So that sucks, but still a good pick regardless. So the Thunder are going to walk away with AJ because of the Clippers pick. And the Blazers have number 2. Pelicans via Milwaukee. OKC via Utah. I think the only pick I need to fix here is the Utah one. I think Utah actually has their pick in real life, so that's good. I went ahead and fixed the Wizards pick at the trade deadline, so I don't have to worry about it this offseason. But yeah, awesome. So let's go ahead, maybe fix that Thunder pick for Utah really quickly. Do we fire Brian Keefe now? Is it time to move on from him? I think it is. I think we're going to up our aggressiveness just a little bit. We're going to hope things can maybe be a little bit better next year. So I don't mind the idea of Taylor Jenkins being our head coach. So we're going to go with Taylor Jenkins to take over. And I'm going to fix that Thunder pick very quickly. And then we might even look into a Jordan Poole trade, or maybe we'll wait till after the draft. I'll let you know. Jumping into the draft, let's see how the draft board falls. I have a feeling we're getting Darren Peterson at pick 3. AJ goes 1, of course. Portland's going to take Boozer, which they do. So I do think we probably walk away with Darren Peterson here, which is totally fine by me. A Dylan Harper, Darren Peterson backcourt, definitely, I like it. I like the idea of that a lot. So Peterson, welcome to Washington. Very happy to have you. So that will be our pick. I don't know if we had another first in here, which we do. So that's nice. We can take Mikal Brown here, Braden Burries, Lopez, Darion Reed, Caden Boozer, Malachi Moreno. So Boozer or Kareem Lopez. So Lopez is 6'8", could definitely move him to the 3 and has a Hall of Fame Dwayne Wade ceiling. So yeah, sure, why not? Mexico forward, and then we had a late second round pick. So I'll let the assistant take care of that one. Okay, so we walk with Darren Peterson. Can't feel too discouraged about that. And then at 17, we had Kareem Lopez. So not bad. And then player option, or sorry, rookie contracts. We're gonna accept these. Can I? Yes, I can. I was about to say, I'm going to two-way that guy. And then KCP accepts his player option, which was fine. We got a first-round pick for taking it on. And below George, AJ Johnson will accept all of those. Qualifying offers. Tristan Vucevic is a free agent again, so we'll see if we bring him back. Rashawn Holmes, not bringing him back. Tobias Harris, not bringing him back. And we're not bringing back Fantakio. So none of these guys are bringing back other than maybe Tristan Vucevic. We'll see. Okay. And the only thing I wanted to take a peek at is a Jordan Poole trade, because to me, we can hand the keys over to Harper, Darren Peterson, and then obviously Corey Kispert could maybe be moved. George, Sadiq Bey. Like, there's so many guys I kind of went, oh, we can move some guys to power forward too, because we have nobody there right now. But let's definitely trade Jordan Poole this offseason. I think it's best if we let him go and give the keys to Harper and Darren Peterson next season. So we'll see if we can make that happen right now. Definitely sign me up for this trade. Detroit's offered me Noah out of France. So we're just going to keep building up the France connection. Even, I forgot to say this earlier, but Alex Sarr, also from France. We have a bunch of France players on our roster. Why not add more? So KCP's contract is going there. So another shooter for Detroit, and we get a first-round pick. So we're just collecting Detroit picks, which they probably won't ever be good, but they wanted Jordan Poole, so that is totally fine with me. And now we have cap space if we truly wanted to spend it, but I don't know if I will. We'll see, though, because I got to fix the rotation quite a bit. So Harper, and then Noah Traore, and then AJ Johnson's kind of our point guard rotation, which is fine. Bub Carrington, Kispert. I'm probably going to move Kispert to small forward, and then Kashan George, Sadiq Bey will be moved to power forward, or one of them will be anyway. So let's go ahead and move Kispert to the 3, and he actually goes up quite a bit, moving him there too, so I'm totally fine with that. And then we'll move Kashan George there in just a bit. And then center position is, I guess the position I could look after, maybe a backup 5. I like Alex Sarr as our starter going forward, so maybe there's like Nick Richards or Yabusele who could go after, keep building this France connection if we wanted to. You know what? Why not? Give me Yabusele. We'll just give him a 2-year deal. We have a bunch of cap space. So, again, we could go after bigger fish, but I really want to give the keys to our young players. We haven't been able to do that yet, really. So, we're going to keep our cap space open for now, but I know eventually that there could be a lot of incentive. I don't think I'll bring back Vucevic again. We're going to just give it to Yabusele as the backup 5. So, boom. France connections built up even further. Again, we could have went all in on a free agent this offseason, but I don't feel like that's necessary right now. I really want to see what our young guys can do leading the way, and we haven't been able to have that yet. So, play progression. Jordan Poole, Marcus Smart, all of them are gone. Below's up to an 85. Harper's are up to an 84. Bub Carrington, Noah Traore is already up to a 79. Noah's up to 79. Yabusele's up, and then AJ Johnson's up as well. So, all of this is very exciting stuff. Can't wait to look at the rotation for year number 3, as this team could maybe be very interesting next year, and maybe, which I don't even know if I looked at the player stats, by the way, so that is my fault, but we'll show. Let me look at that in just a second for some of our important guys, because I think I totally forgot to look at that, which I feel dumb about. We'll go take a look at it. So here is the rotation going into next season, and again, I don't even remember if I really looked at this. If I did, I didn't do it in depth too much. So Dylan Harper averaged 15 points per game for us last year. Alex Sarr averaged 11 and 9. Maybe I did look at this, and I just don't remember, but here's your rotation, like I said. Dylan Harper, Darren Peterson, Belil, Kashan George, Alex Sarr, Corey Kispert, Bub Carrington, Noah Traore, and Yabusele. So very excited about this team going forward. There's a lot to like here. I don't think we'll be in the play-in or playoffs this year, but it could, I could be surprised. We'll see. So shot tendency is what I really wanted to look at. So Harper's is up to an 84. Peterson's as a rookie is an 80, so he should be pretty good right away. Alex Sars is quite low. I might push it up just a tad bit. Let's go to like a 65 maybe. Harper, I want him to just be a absolute stud this year, so we'll move that up even more. Below, we can maybe push up just a tad bit too. Bub Carrington, that's fine. Kispert. Noah Traore is going to maybe, I don't want him to be like that much of a contributor, but he will develop really nicely. And then Peterson, I want him to be really good right away, so we'll move that up quite a bit too. So I will see you guys at the end of year 3. Don't think I'll be stopping the trade deadline this time, but man, am I excited about this team. Again, we're probably going to be a lottery team again, but next year, I truly believe that this team could be doing some special stuff. So Luka Doncic is now rocking a Bulls jersey and wins MVP there. Boozer is rookie of the year in a Portland uniform. Jordan Poole, 6-man women defensive player. Most improved goes to Dimon, and then Devin Booker, clutch player. Joe Mazzulla, coach of the year, and Nathan Mack is your executive. So very interesting. Luka go to Chicago, but that is exactly what happened. So Harper's not ready to make an All-NBA team yet, but maybe in the future. All-offensive first team and all-defensive second team, all-rookie first team. Darren Peterson did make it, which is nice. Averaged 17 points per game out of the gate, which is great. And we also had Noah Traore make it, so that's nice. 7 and 3 off the bench, so that's very cool to see. Okay, so we actually were very close to making it into the plan, but we were like 18 games under, like very much under 500, but we ended up being the 12th team. So yeah, I guess we were 5 games away from making the plan. It was just a bad East, it looks like. But player stats, you had 22 from Dylan Harper, 17 from Peterson, 13 from Sar, 11 from Belil, 10 from Kispert, and 10 from Noah. So very nice all around, but obviously a lot more work to be done. We'll have another lottery pick, and then this next season, we have to hope we're in the playoffs next year. That is going to be my hope. So Timberwolves and the Nets go on to win it all. Jeremiah Fears is your finals MVP. So yeah, I guess if this team's winning a championship, then anybody can win a championship, because I don't know how this is a championship team, but it is. John Collins and Clint Capella, who feel like have been in trade rumors forever, just won a championship together. So that's crazy. But Kevin Durant retires a Laker. Man, this file is pretty wild so far. But yeah, and then who retired the Blazers? Kelly Olynyk. Okay. Let's go to lottery. So draft lottery time. Let's see how this lottery lucks out for us. So this time we're not projecting like a top pick, but it would be great. It would be awesome if we got lucky. So let's see if that happens, and we will have number 8. So we're 8 on the dot, and then we have also the Orlando pick from the Marcus Smart trade we did earlier. That's at pick 20. And then we have another pick in this draft. No, I think that's it. It looks like maybe, unless if I just don't see our name. Or no, Detroit's pick 2. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling good about that. The Bulls pick isn't correct. That should be going back to the Blazers. We don't need to add the number 2 overall pick to Luka Doncic. So I'll fix that, and we'll be drafting with 8 and the other 2 picks we have. Instead of adding more rookies to this team, I'm actually going to try to package these picks to move up to like pick number 3 or 4. So I'm going to talk to Philadelphia about pick 4, because I don't want to add that many rookies to this team right now, and they do agree. So we're going to have pick 4 instead of having pick 8 and then 2 other first-round picks, just because I think we kind of have a young squad as it is. And I don't think we really need to add 3 rookies to this team, because there's not going to be enough minutes to go around. So Stokes goes 1. Number 2 is going to be Costanza, and number 3 is going to be Brandon McCoy. So we can take Elijah Williams. We can take Elijah Arenas. We can take Caleb Gaskins. We can take, yeah, a lot of different options. But Cameron Holmes, which is relatively interesting as well. Hall of Fame ceiling. Which one do we want is the question. Caleb Gaskins, 6'8". I guess give me Caleb Gaskins here out of Kentucky. So that'll be our pick. We had a very late second-round pick, but Caleb Gaskins. We could have taken Arenas too, but welcome to Washington, Caleb Gaskins, and we probably won't worry about. Well, I guess we can two-way him. Player options. Kispert, I think we are going to decline just because I think there's going to be more minutes for somebody else to, take over. So AJ Johnson might be ready to play this year too. And then qualifying offers below as a free agent, which that will be a guy we bring back. Absolutely. And then if we have enough cap space for it, which I don't know if we will, but Belil needs to be secured. It looks like we won't have cap space. So we'll secure Belil back. Obviously, that was kind of important. Then we can renounce Sadiq Bey and Hasselhoff. We won't bring them back. Okay. So yeah, we don't have cap space like I thought we might. So we could have maybe used it last year, but we don't, which is fine. So Dylan Harper, Traore, Bub Carrington, Peterson, Belil, Caleb Gaskins, Kashan George, Noah, and then Sar and Yabusele. So to me, we have a full rotation again. The only matter of the one question I have is how much will everyone develop? So we don't have money to go after a big free agent. So we're just going to go straight to player progression, and we'll kind of see what happens there, and hoping these guys develop even further, which I think will be the case, obviously. So player progression. So Sar's up to a 90. We have Dylan Harper up to an 89. Darren Peterson's already up to an 86. So yeah, This team looks damn good on paper already. It's a very young, talented squad, but development is absolutely there. And I have a feeling that this year might be a play-in tournament type vibe. So maybe even at the trade deadline, we can make an aggressive trade. I'm not absolutely opposed to that. So we'll see if that is on the table. But we were very, very, very close to being the play-in last year. But I think this year, a playoff berth is absolutely in the cards because this team looks so talented on paper right now. But we shall find out if that ends up being the case. Hopefully, it will be. 2K is very high on this team as power ranking has us as 6th overall. So I have a good feeling about this. We have Dylan Harper, Peterson, Belil, Noah, Sar, Kashan George, Nolan Chiori, Bub Carrington, Yabusele, and AJ Johnson getting that last spot, which is totally fine. So yeah, there's a lot to like here. If I do stop at the trade deadline to make some type of move, I will absolutely show you. I think if there's anything I would do is I think I'd bring in like a good center to put next to Sar. We can play Sar at the 4, maybe. We'll see though. We will see if that ends up being the case. Hopefully this team surprises us and we're damn good. Not off to the greatest start though. Wow, we are 0-6 to start the season. We turn things around here. 2-7. Man, 2K was very high on us to be this bad. Hopefully we turn this around though. I'll see you guys at the trade deadline, hopefully to make some type of aggressive move because this team is too talented to be this bad right now. So we are 27-25 on the season right now, and I have a couple trade targets in mind that I want to bring to the team. The idea to me is to move Alex Sar to the power forward spot. So the two centers I'm looking at is Walker Kessler in Utah, and then I'm also looking at Portland's Donovan Clingan. So I want to see if I can walk away with one of these guys. Clingan might still be in his rookie contract, so it's probably going to be the easiest way to make a trade. Did he get paid already? Oh, he does have an extension kicking in, so he's about to make a ton of money. Holy crap. How much is Kessler making right now? So Kessler is making kind of the same amount of money. So I guess it's fine. I mean, we're kind of all in right now. So I'm going to try for Donovan Clingan because I don't trade for Clingan that often. We could trade for him pretty easily. I think all it would take is just doing Yabusele's contract maybe. So Yabusele, and let's say we did like, there's so many young players that we have that we could probably make something happen here. So Kareem Lopez, and then you give me well, I guess a Visage, Jeremy Grant salary. Oh my gosh, imagine I took that on. I mean, it's an expiring salary now, but a Visage, like, could we do something like this where we send you the lottery protected Pistons pick, this swap with the Knicks? Could we get Clingan for this package? Let's see. They say no. What if I give you my 2029 unprotected as well because I'm all in on this team, and they do agree. So we get Donovan Clingan, which is awesome. So Clingan's going to be our brand new starting center. It's going to move Alex Sar to the power forward, which is what I wanted to do. So he's going to be playing the 4 now, and Clingan will be our new starting center. Now, that might mean we need to move some other things around, but this makes the starting 5 defensively that much better. Clingan's a damn good rim protector, averaging almost 2 blocks per game. Obviously, we don't need him to score too much, so just you know, defend shots or whatever. So Kashan George, Bub Carrington, and Chiori, AJ Johnson is your rotation right now. I'm going to move this to him, and I'm in rotation for the rest of the season. And then we need to move probably Kashan George back to small forward because I guess he would be the backup there in this scenario, I think, if that's the case. Yeah, because Gaskins isn't playing. So one of these guys can move to the 3. So Kashan George go up to an 85. Noah would go up to, would say the same. So let's move Kashan George back to small forward. And that looks beautiful now. So just like that, Harper, Peterson, Belil, Alex Sar, Donovan Clingan, Kashan George, Noah, and Bub Carrington, and Noah Chiori. I like this rotation a damn lot. We'll see if this works out. 27-25 on the season right now. Hopefully with Clingan coming in, we're even better, and maybe even go on to win a championship this year. I think this team is that talented that is not out of the realm of possibilities. So Jokic is now in a Lakers jersey. There's a ton of players that have gone to the Lakers in the simulation. I mean, Luka was there obviously to start things off. KD retired to Lakers, so it's been pretty interesting. But Dylan Harper wins Clutch Player of the Year, which is nice. We're going to need you to be clutch in the playoffs. So we are having Dylan Harper make an All-NBA third team, 22-7, which is great. Love to see that. Offensive first team and all defensive second team. Sar does make it once again, which is awesome. So we are the 6th seed in the East. So let's go take a look at the player stats to see how this is looking. So you had 22 from Peterson, 22 from Harper, 14 from Sar, and 13 from Belil, 9 from Chiori, 9 from Noah, and 8 from Donovan Clingan with 10 rebounds and almost 2 blocks. So yeah, we're all in, man. We're trying to win a championship this season. That is the goal. So we'll see if we can make that happen. So Toronto in round 1, who they have Jordan Poole. So Jordan Poole could be looking for revenge after we gave up on him, I guess. I don't know. But it's a damn good team I'm looking at in Toronto. They got Maluwak, Ingram still there, Barnes, Grady Dick, Jordan Poole. Like, it's honestly a damn good looking team. So let's see if we can beat the Raptors in round 1, and we will beat... Oh, we're going to game 7. So game 7, looked like we had a nice little lead, but unfortunately, we're now in a game 7. I think we were up 3-1 at one point, if I saw that correctly. And now we're in a situation where we might be blowing that lead. Can we take care of business? Yes, we do. Let's go. So win game 7. We're on to round 2. We don't even have to do with the second seed Orlando Magic. Instead, we deal with the Knicks, which it's a damn good team there in New York as well. So it's not like we have an easier path now. But game 1 goes to us. Beat them by 1. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. But the Knicks may even it up. And nope, 3-1. Can we get to the conference finals after trading for Klingon at the deadline? No, we're going to another game 7. So this time we are at home, so hopefully we can take care of business. Home cooking would be nice, and it's going to be a relatively close game, but I think we're going to hang on. And just like that, that's 2 game 7 victories in a row for this young squad. We get either Brooklyn or Detroit in the conference finals, and it will be Detroit. So we were the 6th seed regardless, so we weren't getting home court advantage no matter what. But we get to play Detroit, who has Jaren Jackson now. Ron Holland's there still. Damian Lillard's now in Detroit. Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, Grayson Allen. I do think we size up pretty well against them. We obviously have a lot of size in our starting 5, so hopefully we can find a way to beat Detroit. Game 1, up 1-0, good start. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4, they're up 3-1. Damn, okay. So it was nice that we got to the conference finals, though. 2 game 7s is nice to win, but now we might fall short of our goal here unless if we force a game 7, maybe go win that again. We're not dead yet. We force a game 6. We got to win 1 more to force that game 7, which I think we have a chance of doing. So far, this is going to be a relatively close game 6. We take the lead here. Can we run with it? I think we... Okay. Oh, my goodness. We force a game 7. 122 to 121. Can we get 3 game 7 wins in a row, though, is the question. Let's keep everything the same. I'm going to keep 9 rotation, and let's see if we can't go out there and win this game 7. A 3rd game 7 victory in a playoff bracket would be pretty crazy. It's going to be close, and they're going to try to get back. They're going to try to get back in the game, but if we hang on, we just won 3 game 7s in a row to get to the finals. That's actually crazy. So even after being down 3-1 as well, and we are in the finals. So we get San Antonio or Utah. I mean, honestly, if San Antonio advances, we'd have a lot of France players representing the NBA, which I think would be cool. Let's see. Can we? Yep, it is Victor Wembanyama. So Dylan Harper, Conference Finals MVP, and Wemby, Conference Finals MVP on the other side. So they have Stephon Castle, Alonzo Ball in the backcourt, Wembanyama. But honestly, outside of that, they didn't keep Fox. Okay, so I think this is a beatable team. I think we are. I mean, I know Wemby is going to be very tough to guard, but I think we match up fairly well. But we'll see. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Let's simcast game 4 because I really don't want to go down 3-1 to Wembanyama. But man, I thought we matched up extremely well, and I thought we might have a nice, well, it's going to be a close one, and we are going to tie the series. Okay. Imagine we go to another game 7. That'd be pretty wild. So can we win game 5 on the road in San Antonio? It's looking good right now, but they are going to crawl back into it. Do we get back in the game? We did a couple times, and we will hang on. We're up 3-2. Do we win in 6, or are we going to another game 7? We won in 6 games. What an incredible run. Victor Wembanyama is your Finals MVP, but it does not matter. They lose. And we win in 6 games to finish this video off with the championship. What an incredible roster we built. And it honestly was all laid out by the foundation of Will Dawkins. I mean, obviously, we inherited Sar. Below was already here. We traded for Donovan Kling, and Kashan Jordan was already here. Just incredible. I mean, this is only 2K, obviously, but still, what a great way to end this one off. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Washington Wizards, man, they're doing some good things over there right now. Obviously, it doesn't show in the court, but I think in the future, they're going to be a damn good team. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.